Hello everyone, I'm glad you're here today. Welcome to Toddler Time. My name is Miss Dixie, and as always I have some activities planned for us to do together. The book that I'm going to be reading today is called Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Probably heard of it. We're going to sing the ABC song. We're going to do an art activity, and let me show you what you'll need for that. Some paper, green and brown paper, and if you want to do it on a piece of paper, you can do it on a piece of paper, or you can use a paper towel tube. That's what I'm using to make it in 3D, but if you don't want to do that, you can just do it flat on the paper. And then some letters to glue on as well, which I have these little paper letters that I got at a craft store. That I'm going to be using, but you don't have to buy them at a craft store. You can just write letters on paper and then cut those out and use those, or you can go through an old magazine and cut out letters from a magazine. That would work just as well. And what else? And then I have a game that we can play, and if you have them at home, I'm just using submagnetic letters. And I'm going to be using this big old pizza pan for the activity, but you can just do it right on your refrigerator or on a pan if you want to do it at the table or something like that. So before we get started with today's activity, for those of you who did last week's video with me, you'll remember I read the story The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle, and I planted a seed. I planted a sunflower seed with you. And I told you that when it sprouted, I would show you, and guess what? It sprouted. You see it? Put something behind there. There it is. My seed sprouted. Right now, it has a stem, 2 tiny little leaves, and it's still holding on to part of the seed, the outer part of the seed called the shell. But it's just going to keep growing and growing. Right now, I have it living on a windowsill where it gets plenty of sun every day because plants need sun to grow. And I give it a little bit of water, not too much, every day. When it gets bigger, when it gets too big for this cup, then I'll move it outside, and hopefully it will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and nothing will happen to it, as like some of the seeds in the book. One got too much water and drowned, another was eaten by a bird. But hopefully this one will grow nice and big, and I'll keep showing you its progress as we go. So, I hope that you were able to plant some seeds too, and I hope that they're growing. It's very fun. So let me get started with our story. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. This book is written by Bill Martin Jr. and John Archambault. And I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm so sorry. But it's illustrated by Lois Elvert. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. A told B, and B told C, "I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree." And that's A, that's B, and that's C. "Whee!" said D to E, F, G. "I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree." And there we have D, E, F, and G. Who's this? Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Will there be enough room? Here comes H up the coconut tree. That's letter H. And I, and J, and tag along K, all on their way up the coconut tree. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Will there be enough room? Look who's coming. L, M, N, O, P. There they are. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. and QRS and TUV. QRS TUV. Oops. Still more. W and X, Y, Z. W, X, Y, Z. The whole alphabet. Up the, oh no! Chicka, chicka, boom, boom. What happened? The tree fell and all the letters fell out. Oh my. Skit, scat, scoodle, doo, flip, flop, flee. Everybody running to the coconut tree. Mamas and papas and uncles and aunts hug their little dears and dust their pants. Everyone's coming to help. Help us up, cried ABC. Next from the pile up, skinned knee D, and stubbed toe E, and patched up F. Then comes G, all out of breath. H is tangled up with I. J and K are about to cry. L is knotted like a tie. M is looped. N is stooped. O is twisted, alley-oop. Skit, scat, doodle, doo. Flip, flop, flee. Look who's coming. It's black-eyed P, QRS, and loose-toothed T. Then UVW, wiggle jiggle free. Last to come, XYZ, and the sun goes down on the coconut tree. But, chicka chicka boom boom, look, there's a full moon. A is out of bed, and this is what he said. Dare, devil, dare, you can't catch me. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka, chicka, boom, boom. That letter A wants to do it all again. And what is this? That's the whole alphabet. Uppercase and lowercase. Do you see any letters you know? My name is Dixie and it starts with D. That's a D. Do you know the first letter of your name? That's a fun book, isn't it? What I'd like to do now is create a coconut tree. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be using a paper towel tube as the trunk. If you want to use a paper towel tube as the trunk, you sure can. I didn't paint mine, I just left it the cardboard color that it is, but if you want, you can certainly paint it like it is in the book. It's brown in the book, or you can paint it another color if you'd like. Now I've already started because I wanted the glue to be able to dry. And what I've done is I've taken green paper and I just ripped some pieces off and glued them on. Now that's one of the fun things Oops, it doesn't want to stand up. Let me put it over here. There it is. One of the fun things about the coconut leaves is they're not perfectly shaped. So you can rip them instead of cutting them. Now, grown-ups, if you want to cut them so they look more like in the book, you can. But it's a lot more fun, and it's good for our small muscles of our hand and for hand-eye coordination to rip off the leaves. So you can just take some green paper and just start ripping. Rip off some pieces. You can have some big leaves and some little leaves. Just rip away. It's very fun, actually, a little bit cathartic, to just rip away at the paper and make a whole pile of coconut tree leaves. As many as you need. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't want to do the paper towel tube, you can just use a background paper and cut yourself out a coconut tree trunk from a piece of brown paper. That would work as well. I can do that right now. And just cut, cut, cut. If your little one is ready, grown-ups, for using some scissors, some child scissors, obviously, not something like this, but you can help them just cut some straight lines. And again, with a coconut tree, they don't have to be perfectly straight, because tree trunks aren't perfectly straight. And I cut myself this nice long rectangle. And then you'll just use your glue, and you can glue that right to your background paper, whatever shade you want. I chose blue, but you can see in the book, the background for a lot of the pages is white. So you can choose white. But then at the end, when it's nighttime, what color was it? Do you remember? It was blue. So I'm making a blue background. And then I'm just going to, oopsie, glue down my trunk. There's the trunk of my tree. And then I can take the green paper that I ripped and put glue on that as well. I didn't tip my glue. Here we go. We can do it! But we'll glue the leaves right onto the coconut tree. And then I'll have two kinds of coconut tree. There's one. Let me get some more leaves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think 7 leaves on my tree look very nice. Let me show you. Those are the leaves I put on my tree. Now it's a coconut tree, so what do we need? We need some coconuts. Now I've already traced for myself a couple circles. I just used a quarter to make it the size I want. But you can just draw some circles freehand, or you can trace something that's circular, whatever size you want. And then, again, if you think your little one is ready for scissors, you can help them to cut out some circles. Or grown-ups, you can cut out the circles. You can get more at once if you fold the paper. So let me cut out a few coconuts. And yet again, I don't need to make them perfect, because coconuts aren't perfect. They're circular, they're round, but they don't have to be perfect. So there I have a whole bunch of coconuts that also need some glue. And I'm only going to use some of these because I'll put the rest on my paper towel tube tray. So here's one that I put glue on the back. Stuck together. I'll put that there on my tree. Here's one. I think I'll give this tree 3 coconuts. 2, and 3. There's my coconut tree. Now what's this tree missing? The letters. Oh, I forgot to put coconuts on this tree. I'll give this tree 3 coconuts as well. So 1 here, 2, and 3. Here's the coconuts on my coconut tree. Put that one right there. Let's look. So I have 2 trees going at the same time, whichever one you want to do. And now for the fun part, although all of that was fun. Now we also will need our letters, and here they are. Let me move this a little bit, and then I'm going to tip the camera so that you can see what we're doing with these letters. How's that? Is that good? Put some letters out right here. I have a lot of letters. Now, if you'd like, you can try to search through the letters and do it in order like in the book. But that is not something you have to do. You can just choose any letter. I chose this one first. That's the letter Q. Put the Q right there on my coconut tree. And then I also have a letter right here. That is a V. I will put that on my coconut tree. And a letter B. This is the B. I'll put this guy way up here near the coconut. And of course, you can do it over here on this piece. We can put the glue right on the tray. Let's do that. And add some letters. You don't need a lot of glue, remember, just a little bit. This is a letter O. We'll put the letter O right here. And oh, here's the letter A. Where should the A go? Right there, the highest one. And then an N. We can put a, oh, there's 2 letter N's. Put the N right there. And how about this? The letter E can go right here. What other letters do we have? We have, oh, I like this letter, the letter S, a letter K, and one more, the letter F. Good job. Look at all those letters on our coconut tree. Are there any of the letters that you know on there? Do you know this letter? That's an O. An A. A K. All sorts of letters on the tree. And it looks so cute, doesn't it? So I have 2 coconut trees that I made. One with paper towel tube, one on paper, and they're both very cute, I think. Now, just a side note to grown-ups, when you're working with letters with toddlers, the expectation is not that they're going to recognize all the letters right away or that they should learn them all quickly in sequential order. It's mostly that they recognize that letters exist and that when you put letters together you get words. It's a pre-reading skill. They probably won't be able to recognize most letters for quite some time. Perhaps the first letter of their name or a simple letter like an O, but that's all that's expected of them at this point. But they're still a lot of fun to work with. And when you've got letters, it's good to point them out. When you're reading other books, just point them out. When you're at the store, point out the letters on signs. When you're driving in your car, point out letters that you're going by on signs. Things like that. So the song that I want to sing with you today, obviously, is the alphabet song, which we all know, so I don't need to write the words. I don't need to go over them. But while I sing it, I'd like to sign the letters for you. And you can sing along with me. So I'll sing it nice and slow so that I can do the signs with you. Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Oops, guess what? I made a mistake. I'll start over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Good job singing. Yeah, I did make a little mistake with one of the letters. I just learned the ABCs in sign language fairly recently, so sometimes we make mistakes, and that's okay. I feel like I say that a lot tonight, but it's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to learn. So now I wanted to do a little activity. And what I've used are magnetic letters. Maybe you have some of these magnetic letters at your house. Do you have them on the refrigerator? I know that when I was little, a long time ago, I had these at my house too. I just have this one set. There's just one of each letter. But we used to have a lot of them, and we could spell out all sorts of words like big, fun. Ooh, I lost my E. Love. L-O-V-E spells love. Now these are just fun to play with. To do that with, you can put your child's name if you want. I put Jack here, which isn't actually my child's name. My son's name is, let me find it, J-A-M-E-S, James. And then my other son's name is T. Where's the H? H-O. What about the M? And the A. And the S. Thomas. And you can write out words. And as I said, the goal is not for your little one to recognize all the letters or to be able to spell, but just to recognize that letters make words and words have meaning. When you put them together, the letters can spell out all sorts of things. Now, to begin getting your little one to recognize letters, you can ask them if they can find a letter. So for instance, if your little one is Thomas and their name starts with a T, can you find the T? Or if your name is Dixie, can I find the D? Let me see. Here's the D for Dixie. To make it a little bit easier, you can play a game like this. You can write the letter. Can you find the letter that looks like that? That letter is called a T. Can you find the T? It has a straight line going up and down and a straight line going across the top. And there it is, the T. They match. I have another letter. How about this one? Let me make some room. But that letter curves like a snake. It's an S for snake. Can you find the letter that curves like a snake? Can you see it? It's right here. S. Now when I made these cards, I made sure to make them the same color as the letter, but you certainly don't have to do that. For example, this one. You know what that letter is? It looks a little bit like the T, but the lines slant and cross over in the middle. That's called an X. There's an X in my name. My name is D-I-X-I-E. Can you find it? It's right there. See how they cross over? Just like that. Now when playing games like this with toddlers, don't worry if they get them wrong, if they can't find them. It's just an introduction to letters at this point. As they get older, they'll certainly figure it out. And the best way to help them with this is simply exposure. Just show them lots of letters. Point out letters, read to them, read to them, read to them, read to them. Reading is the best thing that you can do for your child, for them to be better readers when they're older, is start reading to them young. Show them that you love reading and that reading is fun and enjoyable. And those are the activities that I had planned today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And once again, I'm going to end with a little song called The More We Get Together, because I do enjoy getting together with you. Are you ready? Because the more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a great time with you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.